welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly WIP Chat, and if you are not familiar with that, that is a work in progress. I am going to be working on this diamond painting, and this is Bubble Girl, and it is licensed from Yaroslava Gustova, and this is from Bella Art Diamonds. And I've been working on this one for a long time. I don't think I'm going to ever get it finished, but she is really pretty. And I'm working on it off and on, so it's not like it's a constant thing, but I am over halfway now, and she is looking absolutely gorgeous. So let me go ahead and get situated here, and then I will be right back. If you would like to join me in crafting, grab something that you want to work on, and let's get started. Okay, I think that I am ready to get started. I have moved my canvas over to where it makes sense to me and where I can see it. I am going to be using an Add More Zest tray here, and then I'm also going to be using my gorgeous Leatherworks pen. In my multi-placer, I am using Patsy Putty, and in my single placer, I pulled out something that I haven't used in a while, and that is NYX's Notion. And it is Sunflower Starburst, and it smells really good. I am using that in my single placer. I'm trying something different instead of using glue dots. I am just finding that lately when I use glue dots that it gives me fits for a while. It keeps popping out of my pen. I am a very heavy placer, and sometimes glue dots have worked for me and sometimes they haven't. So I thought maybe I'll just try something different and see how it works. And so far, over the weekend, when I was able to diamond paint some, NYX's Notion worked really well. So I'm just doing that for now. And I am using my Art Dot containers. It's a little stringy. We have had some crazy weather here in Georgia lately, and it has been just really hot, and the humidity has been absolutely horrible. And then we had gotten some really bad rain, and so I am finding that my wax and putty, it's being a little stringy lately, even what normally never does. And so I just kind of pull that off. It has not affected any of my drills or the canvas. And so I'm not really worried about it. So if you have that problem as well, it really should not affect your painting. And it does happen, based on your weather. So I wouldn't say that it's your putty or it's your wax that you use, especially if you used the same kind before and you hadn't had any problems. And it only does it for just a couple of seconds. Once I get the string off, basically, then I seem to be fine. Like right now, it's not giving me a problem at all. First of all, I want to say hello. How are you guys doing? I hope that you're all doing well and that you had a great weekend and a great start to your week. It is Monday early morning for me. I'm hoping to get this recorded, get it edited and ready to go for Tuesday morning. I've been a little slack this summer, and I do apologize for that. I haven't always gotten my 3 videos that I try to get done every week. Haven't always gotten those completed for the summer. And also, I don't know how well the content has been. And with my members, I haven't given them as much as I wanted to. So hopefully I have just finished the summer term at work, and hopefully because of that I'll have some time where I can get back on track before the fall term starts. And fall term is slower than summer because summer is only 8 weeks. And so it goes really quickly. So I'm hoping that I will also get back to my normal schedule. And after this week, I will not have any trips or anything planned until December. At least that's the plan for now. And so I'll be home, which that's also a good thing because I've been traveling quite a bit this summer. I went to one retreat, and then I went to Scrapbook Expo with my best friend. I also went to Nashville to go to my stepmother's funeral and to see my sister. And so it has just been a crazy, summer where I hadn't been home as much as I normally am. So hopefully I will be able to get more content out to you guys. Hope that you have understood that I just have been doing a lot of things this summer. Also trying to go through and do some destashing on everything. In my craft room, a lot of scrapbook things that I still had left over. So I took a lot of time doing that. And just doing a lot of things in the house too. So that's taken up a lot of time as well. But I am still diamond painting. I haven't diamond painted as much as I would like, but this weekend I was able to get one row finished on this painting. And while this painting, it is really, I don't want to say it's not confetti heavy and it's not just all color blocking. It is a mixture, but when it gets to the actual confetti part, it's time consuming because it's a lot of pink and some of the colors are very similar, especially if you're looking at the canvas. And then the very top part of this was a lot of color blocking, and I kind of got bored with all the color blocking. I was surprised that I did, but I think I like different colors. Even though this does have some confetti, the confetti is still pink or blue. And so I was getting a little bored with this one, but now it's starting to pick up. The top part was a lot of blue, which I love blue. It was at one point my one and only favorite color for years and years. And now I love blue, pink, and purple. Not necessarily together, but I have found that with this painting, it has taught me some things that I really hadn't thought about. But I think that I am more into paintings that has a lot going on in it, where I am doing something different. I can see that it's coming together with, different elements. And with this one, it is primarily the background with the bubbles and then her pink hair. I enjoy doing the eyes, and her eyes look fabulous. And I am loving this kit. It's just, I have kind of determined that for me, I need more going on. Not necessarily more action or anything, but I need more than just what I'm working on. And so that is definitely something that I was kind of surprised when the realization hit me, is that it's a cute painting. I'm enjoying the painting, enjoying the process. It looks really good. I love Bella art, but it's not the actual painting, it is actually me. So it's going to be interesting when I go to work on another canvas or I have several actually that are portraits, and how that's going to look. Those are princesses, so that might be different, but I think I need a variety. That's what I'm looking at, a variety. So how about you? Do you prefer a variety in your paintings, Or do you just prefer something that is like this, where it's the same type, the image doesn't really change that much? Because honestly, from one section to the next, the image hasn't really changed enough, and I think that's a big part of what I'm seeing that is kind of different for me. Normally I like to work on my darker colors first, but on this section there's going to be a lot of pink again. Her hair is what I'm working on, but I want to get the white done so I can get that covered up, and then I will get to all of the pinks. And it's kind of taken me this far, halfway into this, to really get into a system when I get to her hair and making it going a little bit faster. But I think I am going to frame this one because I really do like it. I don't frame very many of mine, but I have a craft room and it doesn't have any pictures in there. But I do have some diamond paintings where I have hanging up on a rod that I have in my craft room. I have a couple of my large ones, and then my favorite one, Elizabeth. I wouldn't say she's my favorite. She was my first Diamond Art Club, and I spent a pretty mint on getting that one, on getting a frame. I framed it myself, but I spent a small fortune on the frame. The one and only time that I did that. But it's a very heavy frame, and so I have it, I don't have it hanging on the wall, but I do have it in my craft room, and it looks really good. So I want to put some more in there to showcase, what I do in my craft room. But there's no way that I can hang all of them up, so I have to be really selective. I know that where I'm going to put my largest canvas that I'm working on, and that one is Dragon Seasons, I'm going to put that one up over my bookshelf where I have a lot of my paper and even my supplies now for diamond painting. It's in the bookshelf because I cleaned it out. I was able to put everything in my bookshelf now, which makes that very nice. Let's see. I'm trying to just get this done. I'm kind of going to be all over the place on this one until I get the white done. And I am using on this painting, I decided to go back and to use some release paper. The release paper that I'm using is from Art Dot. It is new. Art Dot sent it to me to review, and I really do like it. I mean, I wish that it was colored. It's just, plain white, but I have plenty of stickers. I thought about putting stickers on there just so it's not just all white, but right now I'm okay with it. And I do go back and forth between release paper and between using the washi method of sectioning off. I think I enjoyed release paper better. It kind of takes me back to my roots too. That's how I started. And it kind of hides the other sections, so that way I'm not tempted to go and see that I have some drills and I can go ahead and use the same color, and so I open up another section. Before I know it, I have way too much open, and then it becomes a little overwhelming sometimes. So I decided, let's try this and see how this is going to work. And I also purchased quite a bit of release paper from Crashly that I want to use in the future. So let me know, do you guys prefer to use release paper, or Do you prefer to use washi? Do you do something else? I know that there are some that will do one color of a canvas, do that entire color, and then go and pick another color once they have finished it. I've never done that, and I don't think I would like doing it that way. But if that's what you like to do, then that's awesome. Continue doing that, whatever works for you. I just don't think that something like that would work very well for me personally. And I thought about, I haven't ever tried it. I thought, I may get a very small canvas and just try doing all colors and see how I like it. Because, it'd be nice to report back to you guys how I liked it. Also, I can say I have tried another diamond painting technique and I don't think I'm going to like it. And even if I did, I would not do that on my canvases on a regular basis. If it's a really small canvas, I will do that sometimes. I mean, really small. And of course, I do that with my Paint Gem minis, but they're so small that I do like to have the one color, get it done, but not on something this size. I didn't tell you guys what size this was. It's a 55 by 55, so it's not very large. And normally it wouldn't take me that long to complete this, but I'm working on other canvases as well because, of course, I do. Let's see. One of my lights has been flickering in my craft room, and my husband went to change it for me. It's a can lights, and so I have a hard time with changing those. And then also I have other that are like artist lights, and those are really hard to change out, so he does it. And he went to change it out and could not, for the life of either one of us, get the bulb to come out. I'm trying to decide what color I want to do next. Let's go with this one. It's light pink. Let's go ahead and get these finished. And he could not get the one bulb out. He kept trying to get it for a long time to come, and he could not get it unscrewed. So he's going to work on that for me and see what's wrong with it. And then he was able to go ahead and replace two others, and then everything was fine until this morning. And then I went and turned my light on, and two more of them now are out, so I'll have to get those changed out as well. I do have my light pad on. I did not turn on any other lighting besides the overhead, so hopefully this will be okay. Sometimes when I use a ring light, especially if I have my light pad on, it will project a glare, or it has really bad shadows, and I don't really notice that until after I go to edit, and there's not much I can do to correct that. And it doesn't look bad, it doesn't look that great, so I'm trying to just not use a ring light. My dog is playing with a toy, and now she is chewing on a bone. Actually, it's a pig ear, and if you hear her making weird noises, that is why. It is raining yet again. We had a really bad storm yesterday. It just poured down. It's supposed to rain all week, and Paige, and those of you who do not know, that is my youngest daughter, who is 22. She will be 23 in August, which is really hard to believe. But anyway, she and I are going to South Dakota to have a mini vacation with my oldest daughter, Maddie, who just turned 26. And that, once again, just blows my mind that I have a child that is, well, not child anymore, woman, but she'll always be my kid. I don't care how old they are. That is 26. It's just crazy. Makes me feel rather old. Very nostalgic though. But anyway, we're leaving Thursday morning to fly to South Dakota. We have never been to South Dakota, so I'm looking forward to that. Just mainly looking forward to seeing her, spending some time with her. I did not get that straight. Spending some time with her, and just, it's going to be a very short vacation, but we're leaving on Thursday, and my husband is taking off while we're gone so that he can be home with our animals. And that way the cat wouldn't matter if she is by herself all day, but our collie Molly likes to go outside. She likes to roam around our backyard, which is fenced in, but can't let her out if we're not home. I don't feel comfortable doing that. And he is going to be doing some things around the house. So he's going to have, I guess, a mini vacation. He's going to have a staycation. He's going to be doing, some work around the house, but he enjoys doing that kind of thing of what he's going to be doing. And not to mention, he gets to spend some alone time with him, just him, which he hasn't been able to do or hasn't done in a long time. So that's going to be good for all of us, I think. But I have a lot to do before we leave. And I just really hope that we do not get delayed, have good vibes coming our way, because on Thursday we have a layover, and the layover is only for 30 minutes. It's at a small airport. The airport is laid out very well, according to Madison and other people that have told me that I shouldn't have a problem getting from one gate to the next. But I am just concerned about the timing, because if our flight is late leaving Atlanta for any reason, if we're delayed, then we could miss our connecting flight, and that could be a problem. So I'm just hoping that everything is good. We have time that we can get off of the plane in plenty of time to get to our gate and then to get on the next flight. And the same thing coming home, but we have, I think, 50 minutes in between flights. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem either. It is really hard to get a non-stop flight from Atlanta to South Dakota, where we're going, unless you don't mind going at 5:30 in the morning, which means we'd have to leave our house around 3:30, actually probably 2:30 to get there, and to be able to have time to get everything done and to get our bags checked in if we have bags, that kind of thing. And I am just not up for getting up that early, driving out and flying out. That's just not something that doesn't even sound fun to me at all. I could do it if I absolutely had to, but there are other options, and so I took the other option. Not much really happened this past week, and we did finish our summer term. The grades were due today. My grades were in on Saturday, and I checked them. I've also checked this morning to make sure, yes, my grades posted, everything looks good, because I do not want my boss calling me, asking me, where are your grades? I don't see them posted. And so I check, and I double check, triple check, because you never know if something's going to have a glitch or something over the weekend. And so that's done, so I can have a little bit of a breather although I am going to be working on getting my classes set up for the fall. My fall is going to be a little busy. I'm going to be really busy on Wednesdays and Thursdays every week for 15 weeks. So I need to get my mind, my headspace wrapped around all of that, getting ready for more classes too, and to be on campus. I wasn't on campus this summer. We did go and get Paige a new suitcase. Her suitcase is really old and it's not rolling anymore. And so she could have used one of mine, and I thought, no, I'm going to go get her a new suitcase. My husband's one that suggested it. So we went, and she was looking for a specific suitcase. Of course she was. Luckily, we found one that was one that she liked, and she had to wheel it in the store on the carpet to see if it's the one that, she wanted. And her favorite color is pink. Everything for her, it has to be pink, or that's what she wants. And so we were able to find her a pink suitcase. She was excited about getting her new suitcase, little things, but it made her happy. And then we did a little bit of shopping. There were a lot of people doing back to school shopping. And I thought, this might make me a little sad. How am I going to feel about this? Because we don't have to do school shopping anymore. And I saw all these people with a bunch of school supplies, and they had a list already of what their kids needed. And then I thought, I'm not upset at all, because school supplies have gotten so expensive, and there have been, over the last few years when my kids were in school, there were so many supplies that teachers requested. And then it got to where in our county that the school system was not helping the teachers with their supplies. They didn't give them hardly any money at all. So because of that, teachers had to turn around and request that students pick up things that used to they didn't have to, like paper towels and Kleenexes and different things. And so when the kids were finishing up in high school, every teacher wanted something, even though they were in different periods or different. They called them blocks. We used to call them periods when I was in school, but here they called them blocks. Block 1, block 2, and that would be basically when they had their classes. But it got to be really expensive. And then every year the kids wanted, or not necessarily Madison, it was more so Paige, wanted a new backpack, even though our backpacks look really good from the prior year. And then backpacks got to be more and more expensive. So her last year, I'm like, your backpack looks almost new from the year before. I don't think you need a new backpack. But I noticed that people in front of me that were checking out, they were spending $100, $200 plus trying to get their school supplies, and they were having big sales. And school starts here on Thursday of this week. So even though they already have a school supply list, I bet most of them will be back over the weekend or on Thursday night getting more supplies that teachers decided that students needed and they didn't put it on the list. That always happened to us also. So I was always prepared after the first day of school to be ready to go straight into Walmart once I picked the kids up. So it's just crazy how school is starting so early, but it's been doing that over the past, 5 years or so. And Paige's birthday is the early part of August, and she was always mad that she had to go to school on her birthday, which I always hated that for her too. I'm going to go ahead now. I finished all the lighter ones. I do have some little, what I call carrots, that are white. I'm going to work on this little bubble right here. And when I first started doing this canvas, I thought about just really blinging up the bubbles. And then I ended up deciding it did come with some ABs. And so I just used ABs that were in here. But now I kind of wish that I would have blinged up the bubbles because that would have been fun. But I don't always bling up all my canvases. Number one, it takes a longer time to do it. And then if I don't have the colors that I already have in my stash, I have to order them, then that takes time to get my order in. And of course it costs money. I'm trying not to buy any canvases right now. And I haven't bought anything. I do have a couple. I'm gonna have to put some more putty in, I think. I have a couple of canvases coming in. They should be in today. Those are actually sneak peeks that I'm going to be doing. I'm excited about that. And once they come in, I'm going to go ahead and get those videos done today so I can get those out this week. I'm not exactly sure what I'm getting, so that's going to be exciting too. So I'll have 2 more to add to my stash. And I'm also going to do tag questions in just a bit on this WIP Chat. And I glanced at the questions. One of the questions asks, how many diamond paintings do you own or have in your stash? And so I'm going to have to add those 2, but they're not here yet. So I don't know if I'm going to add them when I do that question or not. Probably will. And that I'll do that in just a little bit once I finish on any updates that I might have for you guys. And then I will do the tag questions, which I think tag questions are always fun. Let's see, I might as well go ahead and work on the bubble since I'm already working on this one. I have my next diamond painting already kitted up, and that one I kitted up with you guys. And if you have not seen that one, I will stick that up at the top right on the screen so that you can see that if you would like to. And that one is going to be for the Cheryl Baker event. That is going to start in August. It will also run until September. And I am going to be doing the 4 Crows of the Apocalypse from Craftably. I kept going back and forth of which one I wanted to do. And I want to do a Craftably because I didn't get to do one last year. And I really love Craftably. And I thought, what better way to do Craftably, and also the fact that I want to do the Cheryl Baker event. And then when I was looking at this one, there is another event that I could do, and that's AUG in August, and that's hosted by Shay. And the Cheryl Baker event is hosted by Cindy. She does not have a YouTube channel, but she has a Facebook group, so I'll be sure to link her underneath my description. And if I don't link it, please just shout out to me. I am kind of bad about saying I'm going to link something, and it's not that I say I'm going to do it and I just don't. It's that I forget that I say I'm going to do it, or I just completely forget about linking, and I will try my best to do that. But the AUG in August, it's hosted by Shay, and it's anything that reminds you of Wizard of Oz. And the canvas that I am going to be doing, it's a scarecrow. And so I thought, there's a scarecrow in the Wizard of Oz. Obviously, if you are a Wizard of Oz fan, you would, know that. If not, then, why would you? but I thought that would work too. So I may go ahead. I don't want it to seem like a dark painting for Wizard of Oz though. The Scarecrow is in a field, and so, you know, I don't know if that would be like an appropriate thing to do. We'll see. I still haven't decided, and that one just goes through August. I don't know if I will get a chance to finish that one in August because I'm still working on, obviously, this one. I am finishing up my one that I work on in the evenings, and then I also want to work on my cross stitch conversion. So got a lot that I need to get finished there. Let's see, let me go with the one that I call feathers, and then we will have this little bubble finished, which is the only bubble in this section, but I have more towards the end, and then I don't know what I have on the other side. I was really worried that I was starting to get sick, and I thought, of course I am, right before we were supposed to leave. I woke up this past week, my throat was hurting a little bit, and had a headache, and I think it was just like my sinuses because it was such a dry heat that day, and I'm feeling fine now. So I'm just hoping that it stays that way and that I do not get sick or have a problem. We had talked about driving. It's about 4.5 hours from Madison's apartment and going to Mount Rushmore, but we decided that I think we're going to wait. If they are still there next year and we decide to go back and visit, I think we will just fly into that area instead of going into South Dakota. And that way we'll already be there. We don't have to drive. They can just meet us. But Paige and I are staying in a hotel that is supposed to be a really nice hotel, and for how much that I'm having to pay a night, it better be a nice hotel. And Madison's fiance told me that it was. They also have an indoor and an outdoor pool, and I thought that would be perfect for Paige because if it rains, then she can still swim since it's indoors. And Paige absolutely loves to swim. She has not gotten to swim in a couple of years. So she is more excited, I think, about swimming than she is seeing her sister. Which, of course, she's excited about seeing Madison, too. But she's really excited about seeing the pool. So we'll be doing that some, too. And it's going to be a short trip. I am taking my computer, I've got some things that I still need to work on. I do have to continue working on with my part-time job. I'll do that at night. I would like to do a vlog and then upload it, but I don't know. I've tried doing that before, and it just feels kind of weird when I'm doing something when people are around. I just need to get over that it's, you know, it's okay, I'm just sitting there doing a vlog and nobody's really paying attention to me. Thought that would be kind of fun. And I may do that just for the members of my channel because they have stayed with me even though I have not put out as much content that I want to. And I do have a member section. Once a month we do have a Zoom hangout where we can either just talk or we can work on diamond paintings, whatever that, you know, they want to do. And so that's been a lot of fun. and especially getting to know my members. I enjoy that as well. And it's small right now, but you know, that's fine. We are having a good time, and that's what counts. And I'm doing it to get to know more people in the community, especially the ones that, you know, have been loyal to me, that have subscribed for a long time. And you just subscribing to me is awesome. I do appreciate it. Now there's all the rest of this, if you can see, if you're looking, except for this one little section here, and it's almost covered, this little section. Everything else on here is pink. And so what I've been doing on this, when I get to all this pink, and as you can see, it's almost the same color, is that I do try to pull the ones out that are the darkest, even though there's some that are the same. Like I've got a $sign and then the 3 dots. Those are the same colors on here. And then I have the ones that have the 3 lines and then a line through it that's lighter. And so I have to really just watch this, but it's her hair. So if I put some in on the wrong symbol, I'm not as concerned. But I like to start out with the 3 dots because there's a lot of those. I do that, and then I do the $signs typically. And it's easier for me if I have my tray to the right, but sometimes I just can't do it that way, like for right now. And it's really funny, I am right-handed, but I often use my left hand and don't even think about it. And I hadn't even really noticed that ever. As old as I am, I never had really acknowledged that. And my husband's the one that said, well, you know, of course that your left hand would hurt you more. You have arthritis in your left hand. Your right hand isn't, it's not bad. And it's because you use your left hand more than you do your right. And he noticed and I didn't. So I thought it was kind of funny. I'm like, yeah, you know, you're kind of right. So now I'm noticing more and more, yeah, I'm using my left hand. But I don't think I could diamond paint with my left hand. I may try that sometime, just to see. I never have. I can't write with my left hand, so I don't think I could be able to diamond paint with it. But you never know. I might. Are you guys able to use either one? Are you ambidextrous, or do you have a dominant hand? My daughter's funny. Paige gets tired when she diamond paints and she starts to get tired. She just switches off and uses her other hand. So she starts off with the left, and then when her left hand gets tired of diamond painting, then she just switches over and starts using her right hand. And she can't use her right hand as long as she can her left, because her right hand's not as strong, because that's not her dominant hand. But I thought this is really cool. Instead of just stopping, you get more diamond painting time in, you just switch hands. Nothing else really happened over the weekend, or the week really. I mean, it sounds kind of boring, but it's just been so hot that really we can't get out and do much of anything. I would have loved to have gone out. We have a garden that is just really pretty that's close to our house. And I've been a couple of times, but the only time that I've been is like in the fall or early spring. Right now, I just cannot see going to the gardens and walking around outside. It is just too hot. Even at night, it is too hot. I know that a lot of you are in the triple digits. We have not gotten in the triple digits yet. We've gotten close. We've gotten up to 98. And with humidity, it does feel like it's about 105 on a couple of days, but it didn't actually get up to 105. I'm dreading getting our monthly utility bill because I am absolutely not going to burn up. And my husband said the same thing. My daughter is really hot-natured, and my husband is too. I am cold-natured, but in the summer, I get just super hot, and then for some reason, I cannot get my body temperature regulated. And so if I get hot, it takes me forever to cool down. And when I was growing up, my stepfather wanted to save money. He did not turn our AC on until the middle of July when it was so hot and muggy and steamy. I remember going to bed at times in the summer growing up, and I would cry myself to sleep because my skin was so hot. It felt like I had daggers going into my skin. Now, maybe that was me remembering, and it was over dramatic because, I was a kid, but I swore whenever I left there, I would never burn up again. If I had to do without something else, I will do without before I burn up. And so far, I've been really lucky. And sometimes it does get, cold whenever the air comes on, but I want the house to be nice and cool as opposed to burning up. But I am so looking forward to fall. I say this every year about July, August. I am just absolutely over summer. And I used to love summer. I would just love it being hot, doing things in the summer. And now it's like, oh, I just can't stand it. I guess that's what happens when you get older, that you just don't like the heat as much as you used to. And we don't have a pool anymore. When we had a pool, I really look forward to that because I knew once my husband took the cover off the pool, started putting chemicals in it, it was getting close to summer. We'd be able to swim all summer. And that was one of the main reasons why, I could tolerate summer, because we had the pool. I don't think we'll ever get another pool, though. I would love to. I do miss it. My husband misses it, but it was so much work. And it really wouldn't work for me. It was more work for him. And I did help, but a lot of things I couldn't do because he would scrub really hard, and I just didn't scrub like that. We had a hard time with that pool, but he had problems with it whenever he got it. Whenever he bought the house, he didn't know what he was looking for with a pool, and so now if we were ever to get one, he would know exactly what questions to ask and what to look at. So never say never. We may have a pool eventually, but if we move to the mountains, that would be highly doubtful. I don't think, honestly, anything else has happened, which is really sad. When I think back, it's like, what did we do last week? How did we stay busy? And we were very busy, but I guess it was mainly work. But I did get some good diamond painting sessions in. Can't wait to show you my progress on my month in review. So I do have some videos I need to work on. Hopefully I can get that done today, or get a couple done today, maybe a couple done tomorrow. We will see. So I think that's all I have of my life update. And then also for my diamond painting update, I am working on some larger diamond paintings. So I'm not sure when I'm going to have a finish. Hopefully in August, I will be able to finish this one. Also be able to finish my diamond painting by Mermaid's Cove. That's one from Calming Canvas, and then be able to get a good start on my Craftably. I'd love to get it finished in August. I'm not sure if that's going to happen because it's kind of large, but it looks like it has a lot of color blocking. So I'll start on that as soon as I get back from vacation. I'm going to take a couple of Paint Gem minis with us because Paige wants to work on some. She was going to take her diamond painting, and I told her it's going to take up room in your suitcase. If you want to take a diamond painting, we're probably not going to have much time to work on a diamond painting except in the evenings. And so she decided that we'll just take Paint Gem minis, and she likes working on those with me. So I'm not sure on that one which one I'm going to take. I'm going to let her decide which one that she wants me to take to work on. So maybe I'll have some really good finishes for August and September, because soon I'll be getting into the Christmas spirit, which is hard to believe. I'll start doing that probably in October. We went shopping, just looking around. We needed to get a few things, and I could not believe that a lot of stores were already getting their Christmas decorations and things out. Like, we haven't even gotten into fall yet, and they're already looking into Christmas decorations. Which for me, I was just crazy. It's like, you might, if you're going to buy Christmas, you plan on buying more decorations, you may want to go ahead and buy them now, because by the time that the holiday season hits, all the good things will probably already be gone. And it seems like they start their Christmas decorating and getting all the Christmas things out earlier and earlier every year. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just noticing that more. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think they're starting to get Christmas decorations out sooner than they used to? Hobby Lobby is getting theirs out, and they will have soon, probably, a 50% off on all their Christmas. And that to me is crazy. I just can't think of what I want to buy for Christmas decorations now when it's 90 degrees out. I would like to have another tree, get a small pencil tree. I've been saying that now for years. So maybe I will break down and get one this year. But I hadn't found one that I really liked. And then I did finally find something that I liked last year, and it was sold out. And it was sold out back in October, and they never got any more in. So maybe I'll go ahead and get a pencil tree, and then I can get that. Probably what I want for decorations. I am going to get my computer ready for the tags, or actually get my iPad. I have copied the tag questions onto my iPad. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, and then I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I am set up for the tags, and want to thank Diamonds and Dragonflies Heather for tagging me. And she's tagged me a few weeks ago, and I am just now getting around to this, but I think that'll be a lot of fun. I have answered tag questions. I think it was the end of last year. I'm trying to find what color that I want here. I think it was the end of last year that I did tag questions, and some of these were included. They may all have been included, but I thought that it would be fun to revisit. So thanks so much to Heather for tagging me. I do appreciate it. And there are 25 questions, and this is going to be a long WIP chat, so hopefully you guys won't mind. I thought about just dividing this up, and that way I can have another video out of it and just do the tags. But I decided I'll just go ahead and do this. I know that a lot of you have said you like the longer videos, so hopefully this will give everybody something to watch. And hopefully that you will enjoy the tags that are on here. I will also include the tags underneath. I'll include the description of where you can go to see the tags, and then I might even put the tags underneath like my community tab and just do a couple of tags a week. I think that would be kind of fun, just to get some of your answers, and then I can combine those and put those into a future WIP Chat. The first question is, how many diamond paintings have you completed? And as of today, I have completed 13 for the year, and I am behind on the year completions, but that's okay. And that takes me up to 67 that I've completed all time. And I am slowly getting to that 100 mark. I haven't decided what I'm going to work on when I get there. But yeah, I've completed 13 for this year. The second question is, if you're comfortable answering, how many diamond paintings do you currently have in your stash? And I have a lot in my stash. I have a lot of older diamond art clubs that I purchased during the pandemic, and I have worked on some of those this year, and I have actually sold some, but right now my stash, I have 305 in my stash, and I am hoping that that number is going to come down, but we'll see. And I am with the way that I am taking every year on how many that I am completing, I don't think I'll ever get my stash completed, but I am hopeful that when I do retire, because I won't have extra money to go willy-nilly and buy diamond paintings every time that I want one, I will have plenty of diamond paintings to choose from. And so I am fortunate that I do have a large stash that I'm able to do that. But now I am definitely being more selective in the diamond paintings that I am purchasing. And I am just really looking at my stash that there are so many that I want to do. So it's like, why buy more? And that is a lot. I look at it and I cringe sometimes, even though it's in a different room in my basement. So I don't just walk in and see my stash all the time. It doesn't look as large as it is. I counted, and it's all in one place. I counted, and my husband so graciously counted to let me know how many that I had. I really didn't even want to know. He counted, and he told me, and I'm like, oh, that can't be right. So I went and I counted, and I'm like, yeah, that is right. And so I do keep them on an Excel spreadsheet. I know what I have, but sometimes it's just crazy to think that I have invested so much money. Almost embarrassing to think that I've invested so much money in diamond painting, but I think I'll eventually be able to have more time, and I will be able to have a variety. So that's the answer to that one. The third one is, when did you begin diamond painting, and tell us your diamond painting backstory? And with that, I started collecting more than anything in 2020. I wanted something else to do besides just making cards. I wanted to be able to do something that was creative, but that I really didn't have to think about it. And I had decided that I was no longer going to scrapbook back in like 2016, 2017. and I was really itching to do something else besides just make cards. And I had heard about diamond painting from a friend and started looking into it, and I thought this looks like a lot of fun. And so I purchased a small diamond painting from Amazon, and it was okay. I enjoyed the process, but the completion was okay. And so I went ahead and bought a couple more cheap Amazon ones. And then I had gotten an ad from Diamond Art Club. I think it was on Facebook that I saw it. And so I purchased my Diamond Art Club, and that's when I really started to purchase some more. I didn't diamond paint very much in 2020 or even 2021, to be honest, because that's, everyone was, still during the pandemic times, and a lot of people, were bored, couldn't get out or anything. And so that's what they were doing is, diamond painting, staying at home. But I was extremely busy because schools that had never gone online before were having to go online only. And so they were contracting me to get them set up, help them with their classes. And so because I was so busy working, I was collecting diamond paintings, but not really doing that many. And so I just kept collecting more and more, and I did sell some of those, but I do have a lot of older diamond paintings. If you could only purchase from one diamond painting company for the rest of your life, who would you purchase from and why? This one to me is really hard because there are so many that I like, and I like a variety. So I've thought about this question, and I would hate the fact that I could only purchase from one diamond painting company. And if you look at my stash, you would probably say, oh, I know what that answer is, because I do have more diamond art clubs than any others. But I like renderings from other companies lately more than I do Diamond Art Club. And there are so many companies now that have such different diamond paintings that honestly, I don't know what my answer is. I really like the variety of Calming Canvas. I love their drills. And I also love Jaded Gem Shop because of the fact that they have a lot of the old masters and just a lot of renderings that I just absolutely love. And then there are some up and coming companies that I really like as well, such as Art and Soul. I really like their paintings, but since they're a new company, I won't choose them yet. So I would say that if I only could choose one, I would go with Jaded Gem Shop. But it's not to say that I don't love the others, because I do. And I don't know if I could. Could you guys purchase from just one company if you only had to choose just one? I think I would just say, I'm not going to choose right now. I'm going to work through my stash, and then I will decide once I am completed with my large stash. So I think that would be a really good answer for me. The next one is number 5. When diamond painting, what is your go-to media to consume? Audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube, etc. I really enjoy YouTube, and I'm not crazy about podcasts as much, but my go-to is definitely YouTube. And I do love audiobooks now. I didn't at first. Was not crazy about audiobooks. I thought somebody reading to me, I just don't know if I can get into it. But once I started diamond painting and my book reading has gone down tremendously, I thought, let me try audiobooks. And our library has a really good selection. So I listen to audiobooks. I also will listen to other YouTubers, and it's not all diamond painting. I listen to a variety of YouTubers, and I really enjoy that. Sometimes I will have music on just to have some noise, or I'll have like a background movie that I've seen a lot of times, and I just want it mainly for the sound. If I have something that I have to concentrate on, if it's a book that I really have to concentrate, or trying to watch a movie or something that I haven't seen before, then that makes it really difficult, and I don't like doing that. Okay, let's see. Number 6. What is your favorite category to diamond paint? Landscapes, fantasy, animals, etc. And I kind of answered that earlier on my earlier daily or weekly on my WIP Chat. But I'm getting to where I just like something that has a lot of things going on. And so I've only done one landscape, but I really enjoy doing that. I do enjoy fantasy a lot. And I'm really looking forward to doing my Cheryl Baker, because that one it's not fantasy, but it could be. And I like the whimsical things that are different. I don't want to really diamond paint something that is, just an animal, or that is that really doesn't have any kind of meaning. I don't like dark fantasy. That's one thing that I just do not like at all. What is the artist you have completed the most diamond paintings from? And that would actually be Josephine Wall. For those of you that know me, surprise, surprise, right? I love Josephine Wall's diamond paintings. I have still several that are in my collection. And actually, Josephine Wall and also Mandy Manzano, they are close to being tied. So once I complete another Mandy Manzano, I think that will be tied with my Josephine Wall. But those are the two. And also, I have Hannah Lynn is close behind the heels on both of those. Number 8. What is the artist you own the most diamond paintings from? And that would be Hannah Lynn. Although, I have completed more of Josephine Wall's, I don't have that many of hers left in my stash. And when I purchase for next year, I'll get a couple more, but still I don't have that many of Josephine Wall's on hand, because they take so long for me to complete. I don't want them to just sit around, especially if I buy from Diamond Painting Deutschland and with the double-sided adhesive. So I just get those pretty much when I am ready to start working on them. Number 9. What is your go-to wax when diamond painting? Go-to putty. If you use neither, what is your go-to? And as I mentioned earlier, I like to use putty in my multi-placer. That's all I really use in my multi-placer is putty. Now with my single placer, I was using glue dots, but I kind of want to branch out and see what else is out there. So I have been using wax to try out and see if I like it. I do not like the wax that comes with kits. I've tried the blue wax, I've tried pink wax, purple wax from different companies, and I just don't care for those. But I really do like purchasing, wax and putty. I like weed wax. That is Anxiety Art Adventures. And then I really liked, I think that was putty from an Abler's Outpost, and that was their chit. I really do like that. I haven't seen them make any in a long time, so I don't know if they're still making it or they've just been too busy to make it, but that's really good also. I really like Patsy Putty is one of my favorites, along with Joy's Putty. Next question is, what is, let's see, what do you do with your finished diamond paintings? Do you hang them, put them in a portfolio, or something else? And I've hung a couple, not very many. I do have some portfolios. I had some of my paintings in portfolios, but the portfolios get so heavy. And then I have the portfolio stored under the spare bedroom bed. And it's almost to the point where it is too heavy to be able to even pull out the portfolio. And so what I've been doing lately with the yearly ones, I just put those in our spare bedroom and they're in a corner. And then once I do my year in review, then I will actually just put them in either a box that I have where I have I have a tote and I have the ones wrapped up. I'll do that for some of them. Actually, what I'm thinking about doing, because I hadn't decided, and what I'm thinking about doing is getting some foam board and putting my diamond paintings on this foam board on the ones that I don't plan on hanging up. And then I am going to purchase it's not a stand, but you can put, an artist will use this to put their paintings on so they can just have it for display. So a display where I can just put my diamond paintings on this foam board and you can easily flip through. And so I've been thinking about doing that as well, even though the diamond painting itself will not be covered because there's no covering for it. I thought about getting poster board to do that with as well, but again, it's not going to be covered, so I don't know if it needs to be. I don't get that much dust in the upstairs spare bedroom in my crafts room because it's in the basement. I don't think I'd want to do that, but right now I do not have a good system, so I need to be thinking about that. Let's see. Do you like to open your kits right away, or do you keep them sealed until you're ready to work on them? I keep them sealed until I'm ready to work on them, and there are pros and cons to that. And I do worry about this some, and so I'm wondering if maybe I should open my diamond paintings and just see first. But I don't even I'll open up the container that it comes in, the outer box, and so I will get rid of the outer box, but I don't open the actual diamond painting itself until I am ready to kit it up and start working on it. But I do worry because if I've had one for a really long time and I open it and it's not the kit that I ordered, or if it's missing something, then it's like, I know that a lot of these companies have warranties, but if it's been a long time, what do I have to stand on saying, well, you sent me this kit, but yet I ordered this one? And if they look and say, well, you also ordered this one and the same kit that was in there, even though it should have been something else. So I'm not sure. I've heard a lot of people have had some problems with that, and I'm kind of undecisive. If I open it, I know I'm going to want to start working on it, and if I do open it, then I want to do unboxings. So let me know what you guys prefer. Would you prefer that I open them and just see so I can show you guys? One thing that I do need and want to do is to go through, I do want to open my older ones and pull out the sticker sheet, because I do like to keep those in a binder when I do open A lot of the ones I've opened because I've shown as when I did a stash. I did all my stash when I first started on my channel. And so some of them have been open, but the newer ones have not. And newer ones, like over the past 2 years, I have not opened any of those. Let's see, number 12. What is your number one unicorn kit that if it was easy to obtain, you'd love to own? And honestly, at this point, and I don't have a unicorn kit that I am looking for or that I even want. Maybe it's one of the princess panels that I did not get. That was Mandy Manzano's. That would be something that I would definitely consider if it was at a decent price, because most of those are really expensive. And if you're not familiar with what a unicorn canvas is, that is something that you really want that the company no longer sells and that you just absolutely would love to have. And maybe they do sell it, but maybe it may be out of stock, but it is something that you would really, really want to have in your stash. Number 13. What is the kit in your stash you are most looking forward to working on? And since I have so many, that is a really hard one as well. But I would say the one that I'm really looking forward to working on is a cross stitch conversion that I have in my stash. And that one is Maleficent. And I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I think that's going to be so much fun to work on. And it's going to be smaller, I think, and easier than the one I'm working on now. Okay, 14. Do you prefer confetti, color blocking, or a mixture of both? And I prefer a mixture. How do you pick which piece you want to work on next? That one is kind of an easy one for me, because if I decide I want to work on an event, which I'm not doing very many this year, but I will decide what will work for that event, or if it's for a particular artist, then I'll go through and see, which one just speaks to me. And I am a semi-seasonal diamond painter. If I decide in May or June that I want to work on a Christmas kit, then I'm going to work on a Christmas kit. If I decide in January that I want to work on a beach kit, then I'll do that. So I'm not really a full-fledged seasonal diamond painter, although I do like to work on summer diamond paintings in the summer. So I will try to pick a couple of diamond paintings that will work, for that particular season. But if not, I just look at my stash and I'm thinking, what am I in the mood to work on? And usually I'll have 5 or 6 that kind of pop out and I want to work on. I do like to work on a larger painting and a small painting and a 1 round and 1 square at the same time. So that also will fit into what I want to work on. 16. What is your favorite season plus holiday to diamond paint? I love Christmas. I love anything Christmas, and so I really enjoy diamond painting Christmas scenes. And I am going to be working on one that I started on last year, that if you would have asked me what my unicorn was last year, I would have easily said White Christmas from Dreamer Designs. I just love that kit. And I didn't like it when it first came out, but when I saw that it was completed, and it was completed from Add More Zest from Rebecca, then I knew I had to have that. And so I didn't get it until close to Christmas. So I got that somewhat, not even halfway. I did a few rows, and then I've been wanting to work on that ever since. So that kit will be coming up soon, and I am really looking forward to working on that one again. And then I have a couple of cute Christmas kits that I want to start on, and I'll probably start on it either in the middle of October or even November. Let's see. Do you work on one kit at a time or have multiple WIPs? I have multiples. Neutral, dark pieces, or colorful? Definitely colorful. Large pieces or snack size. If you've been around for a while, you know I love my large diamond paintings. And place diamonds with tweezers or a pen. I definitely use a pen. I don't think I could use tweezers. I'd be extremely slow if I did. Squares or rounds. I don't really have a preference. Depending on the kit will depend if it matters if it's round or not. My favorite method for placing AB drills is using Joy's putty. My preferred method of sectioning off a canvas. I think my preferred method as of right now is going back to release papers. Let's see. Do you have any other crafty hobbies aside from diamond painting? I enjoy working on memory keeping, which I have not done all year and kind of quit the first part of last year, but I enjoy doing that when I have time. I also enjoy making cards, especially cards for soldiers and cards for my church. And then also I like to do scripture journaling, Bible journaling. Who do you tag to do this video? I have already tagged Kimba's Crafts on this one last year, so she would again have the same ones as me. So I will tag someone else this time. I'm going to actually tag. I think Crafty ishKristyn's already done this one. I will go ahead and tag her anyway. So Kristen, if you've already done this, then just ignore it. But I can't remember if you have done these tags or not. So I'm going to tag Crafty ishKristyn, and I will tag Dip in Time Rhonda. And let's see, I will tag one more. I'm trying to think of someone that has recently started a channel that might want to do the tags. I can't really think of anybody. Scrapping Sylvia has already done these tags. Diamond Painting with Jack. I can tag, and any of these that I am just thinking of out loud, feel free to let them know. I don't know if Diamond Painting with Jack has actually done these tags. I'll go ahead and tag her just in case. So I'll put those down below of who I am tagging. And if any of you have a channel and I did not mention you, I am terribly sorry. I'm just thinking at the top of my head of ones that I know that I am pretty confident have not gotten these tags. And so feel free to take these tags and make them your own as well, if you would like. And I'm not sure where these tags originally came from, but I just know that I was tagged by Diamonds and Dragonflies, so I don't know where the original of this came from, so I do apologize for that. I hope that you enjoyed this very long WIP Chat today, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. That does help to get my videos out. Also gives me confidence to continue making videos for you guys. It always definitely helps get my confidence booster up there. And then if you have not subscribed, I would love for you to do so. And I think you would like it here, especially if you've made it this far today. I think that you would like the content that I do have. If you have any questions, you can leave those down underneath the description. And since you've gotten this far, if you do not want to have anything underneath the comments, feel free to just put an emoji. That way I know that you are here and I can give you a heart. Thanks again, and until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye!